G'day everyone, Chris Fawcett from the Headache and Pain Management Centre here, reporting from home on a Sunday night. Thanks for being with me if you're there. Hey, look, I just watched a really interesting story on Channel 7 on Sunday night about supposed energy healer. So there's a guy on there that has been supposedly healing a lot of people from chronic pain. And just thought I'd give my 2 cents worth about what's actually happening there. It's actually a really interesting story to watch, and I'm notwithstanding, obviously there's been some unbelievable results that have happened there, but there's actually a really more simple explanation for it, which I thought I'd share now with you about how that all works. So what's fascinating about where it all is basically with what Charlie Goldsmith, that's the guy's name, what he's done is that he's actually been able to skill stack a lot of different things together. Hello there, say hello underneath the comments so I can see who it is there. He's actually got a very good skill stack about how he goes about doing and treating pain. So Trina and I were actually really lucky over in Italy about 4 or 5 months ago. Was it 4 or 5 months? 3 months ago. To talk to the world's leading expert in what we call the placebo effect. Okay, so it's a neurologist from Italy. His name is Dr Benedetti. And basically what he was talking about is how important the relationship is between the person who's giving treatment and the person who's receiving it. So if the person receiving treatment and the person who is giving treatment get along with each other, there's actually really measurable changes within the brain. Hello Nicole, nice to see you there. Yeah, and basically what's happened there, just by watching the short little bit, and obviously I can't comment on individual people's cases and can only sort of take it on face value what's been seen on the TV. But effectively what's happened there is he's actually sat down and listened to the patient. That's the first one. Quite often a lot of people that have had things like complex regional pain syndrome, that have had all these really nasty pain conditions, chronic low backs, hips and these sorts of things, what happens is that doctors and different professionals actually put a lot of negativity into the person's head about what it is that's going on. They actually don't empower the patient to get themselves right. What's really interesting about those patients, hi Belinda, nice to see you there. What's really interesting about the patients that we saw is that all of them were in pain and all of them were better relatively quickly. The patients that got better more longer term, what happened there is that their brains actually changed with what the input was. So what has happened in the past sort of 13 to 15 or 20 years for those patients is that they've been told there's nothing we can do about it. You're broken, you're held together by bolts and your hips are made of steel now, you know, you can't stand up, it's all very bad. What we call those in our practice are SIMS, okay? DIMS, I should say, they're called DIMS, so danger in me, okay? Effectively what we need to know about pain is that it's a signal. Basically what your brain is when it produces pain is a danger signal, okay? It's actually telling you that for whatever reason, your brain has reason to believe that what's happening in your body right now is dangerous, okay? So it flicks it. It's almost like a dial, okay? So it's danger or it's safe, okay? So say for example, if I was to put my finger into a fry pan, basically the pain in my finger, what it's telling my brain is that, hey, your finger's in danger there, you need to change your behavior so that basically your finger doesn't burn off. And that's really useful pain, that's acute pain, okay? We need pain because otherwise if we didn't, we'd have all sorts of limbs falling off. Hi Aaron, nice to see you there, buddy. We'd have our limbs falling off, we'd be losing our feet to burning roads, all sorts of things happen. So when pain happens, it's a protection mechanism there, okay? With chronic pain, pain that lasts for any longer than 3 months, so if it's low back pain, hip pain, even headache and migraine to an extent, certainly complex regional pain syndrome, we've seen a number of cases of those come through the clinic. It's basically where the brain is being overprotective. Okay, it's really important to know that when pain becomes chronic, it's no longer to do with anything with tissue damage. It's no longer anything to do with anything local or peripheral. Okay, so the sore hand that you had previously, if it keeps going, okay, is more to do with what the nervous system and the brain is interpreting the information coming up from your hand rather than from the hand itself. So when you have that sore hand, the hand is no longer the problem. What the problem is actually the way the nerves are being signaled and transmitted from your hand up through your spinal cord to your brain, okay? Or what's happening is that your brain is changing the signals and it's getting it wrong, so that what happens is that the brain is giving this really aberrant signal saying, hey, look, there's something really, really wrong with your hand, when the reality is the hand is actually perfectly safe. So there's a bit of a disconnect with what is happening physically with your hand and what your brain is thinking is happening with your hand. I think what's really important here to note that when I'm talking about this and talking about your brain is that I'm not talking about you. Okay, I'm not talking about the fact that you're making the pain up, because that's actually a really nasty and really disrespectful thing to say about this. It's really, it doesn't actually tell or show a lot of empathy from the people that are telling you about that, because it's actually crap. It's actually fake news. So when we're talking about pain, it's actually your brain doing, it's your brain protecting you rather than you going, hey, I want the pain, because no one in their right mind wants the pain. It's actually a little bit complicated to explain in such a short video, but the concept is that effectively your brain is overprotective. Okay, it's doing too good a job at protecting the part that's sore. Okay, it's very similar to if, for example, you put a piece of bread in the toaster and you push the toaster down, that the smoke alarms start firing up. Okay, when in reality you need a smoke alarm for a fire, not for a piece of toast. So that's what's going on there. Hi there, I can't see who it is there, but type in below to say hello if you're there. So I guess what's happening with what's going on Sunday night is that our brains are able to take in all sorts of information from everywhere in order to determine whether or not you're in danger or if you're safe. Okay. Now, unfortunately, what we see a lot with people that walk into our doors, I'm actually quite emotional looking at this on the TV, because there are so many people that are quite, that are in this sort of position where they've been told that there's nothing they can do about it, and basically they have to live with it forever. And basically that's the worst thing you can hear as someone with chronic pain, because it makes you not in control of your condition. It makes you feel useless as a person, because you go, well, I've got to change my entire life around this pain and there's nothing I can do to help. What's fascinating is that when those patients are actually being seen by the guy on the TV, the ones that did work, okay, what I predict is happening, and again, because like having off brain scans, I can't actually see what's going on inside their heads, is that their brain is actually flicked it, okay? Not their brain, the one that's making decisions, hey, I want pain, or no, I don't. It's actually happening right at the back of the brain, almost the reptile or mammal type of brain there, where it's actually flicking from the brain from I'm in danger to I am safe. Okay, now this sounds pretty hard to believe, but I suppose the story that I want to tell here with the patients that are on the TV, it's actually not Charlie that actually fixed them. They fixed themselves. Okay, their brains have actually flicked across from I'm in danger to I'm safe just by having Charlie in the room and Charlie doing his thing. Okay, I can go into more detail about that in another video, but effectively that's probably what's happened. Those patients, and explains actually quite nicely with the patients that were in front of him that got better for maybe a minute or two, or even for a day or two, okay, and then it went back to what it was like before. That for that, minute or two or day or two, their brains have flicked across from I'm in danger to I'm safe. But of course, once the stimulus is gone and their brains are sort of back doing the things they normally do, it goes back to I'm in danger again and they're back to where they were. And we see this quite a bit with patients that have come in that have tried a lot of different treatments over the years. So whether it's be specialists or doctors or surgery or injections, all these sorts of things, where they get a little bit of relief for a certain amount of time and then the pain comes back again. What we now know about that is that the brain needs constant input to say, hey, look, we're good here, we're safe, we're confident, we're calm and more sure about ourselves, our lives and our being, and that actually helps with the pain. So as much as I'd like to go on about this, because my staff and the people that watch these videos a lot know that I can talk the leg off a chair about this stuff because I love it so much, but that's actually probably what's going on there, is that their brains have gone from I'm in danger to I'm safe. Okay, the patients on the TV there have gone into the room with this guy. The guy's come across and listened to their story, done something very different to what their brains are expecting them to, and they've got better. I'd love to know more about what he does. I mean, I haven't actually. With the media, I've always got to be careful with these sorts of stories because they never tell the whole story. They tell the story that they want to tell. But from the latest in the pain science and the neurology with it, that's pretty much what's going on. Okay, their brains have gone from I am in danger to I am safe, and that's pretty much what's going on there. And I can talk for hours and hours about how manual therapy can do that, dry needling can do that, pain education can do that, just exercise and movement can do that. It really depends on the individual person on that day when you're getting a treatment, when you're trying to get a plan for your pain. So I hope that's really helping a lot. Hi Julie, nice to see you there, buddy, from Perth. It's nice to see you there on the broadcast. So with all of this sort of stuff being said, we've actually developed a resource about this sort of thing when it comes to pain. If you type in pain education below, what I can do is send you the link to what it is that we've done with all of this, because it might help to explain a bit about what's gone on there when you've watched it. And we can help to explain it so that you can actually take control of it. Okay, you don't actually need an energy healer to do this. A lot of people just need to know what the pain is, what they can do to fix it, how they can help themselves to do this, so that they're able to get on and do what they need to do. And that's what we do here every day. So yes, I know it's a little bit different talking to you on a Sunday night, but I thought I need to get on board and actually talk about that before people looking for the nearest energy healer, because a lot of them don't have the skill set or the knowledge to actually know what they're up to there. And I really don't like seeing pain sufferers going down and led down another garden path once again. So, hey, look, I hope that's been helpful. If anyone knows anyone about that has chronic pain that would like to know more about it, please just type their name down below, tag them in so that they can have a look and see what it was that we spoke about tonight. I'll do another video on this on Tuesday morning in my normal time slot, but for now, have a lovely Sunday night, and I hope everyone has a good week, and I will talk to you more on Tuesday morning with our regular video. Thank you, and good night.